Guys, you know this is episode 50 of the Beastly Thought Show.
We're getting old.
We're getting super old. Like, I don't know. My hair, I think, is starting to go gray.
I mean, that's why I dress for the occasion with the dapper Wookiee. Just saying.
You're looking fine. I say that every week I say it, you know. I am psyched about this week. Beastly Thought Show is live. We got Not Too Nerdy back after a long absence. I'm glad to see you back. Robbie, I haven't seen you in, I don't know, what, 45 minutes?
It's been a while, for sure.
And Beastly Gamer, I'm always happy to see your smiling face.
Can't help myself, man.
Episode 50, this is a big step. I really feel like 50 episodes, that's like a milestone, right? Isn't that, like, big?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We've been doing this for a long time. That takes a lot of fucking, you gotta just keep going. You gotta stay focused to hit 50, man.
Right, yeah. I mean,
we've been going hard.
That's a thing. It's 50.
He's not. You're 50 years old, man. I got three grays in my beard, man. 50.
All right, we got a ton of stuff to talk about today. I want to talk about The Dark Below because that's what I've been playing all week. I mean,
shocking.
Yeah, right? When it comes to what you've been playing, you know my answer. I got a ton of stuff to say about it. I've been immersed in it. Let's start off with that. Why don't we start off with what you guys have been playing? Not Too Nerdy, we haven't seen you in a long time. What have you been playing lately?
Absolutely nothing.
Okay.
I haven't had time to play any games or anything. And the funny thing is, I downloaded everything, didn't play anything. I downloaded, the DLC, The Dark Below, like you said. I downloaded, didn't even start playing it yet. I also downloaded the Borderlands and Game of Thrones Telltales. I still didn't do that yet. I'm going to do that this week coming up. So I downloaded all this stuff, and I didn't even get a chance to play it yet. And that's it. Even Call of Duty, I had it there. There was another update to Call of Duty, and I kind of noticed there's there's a 2 gigabyte update, and I just still didn't play Call of Duty. I didn't do anything. So I've been really busy lately. So that's pretty much my gaming for so far. Actually, no. I played some retro games. I'm sorry. I have been playing some retro games when I had time. I beat the Link to the Past again.
You beat a Link to the Past again?
Yeah. I try to beat it quickly
as or on the Game Boy?
On the SNES.
Really?
As quickly as I could, and I did pretty well. I remember everything on that game. So.
How long did that take?
I don't know, man. It took 2 hours.
Really?
Holy shit! Seriously?
2 change, I think. Yeah.
You need to do a speed run of that.
Yeah, no, that's what I just thought. It's I'm gonna have to watch a speed run for that.
I'll sit for 2 hours and watch you beat that game because 2 hours of change. That seems impossible for my memory of that game.
Yeah, I was
Yeah, keep on. You'll need
a long time on it.
You'll need every weapon. You'll need every sword to beat it. You just need basic shield. You need fire sword. There's different things you need, but you don't need the main weapons to beat it. So.
Okay.
Wow.
I didn't get everything. I know that much. I didn't end off with you can end with 20 heart pieces. I only ended with 12, so I didn't even get all the heart pieces to win either.
Ganon with 12.
Yeah.
All right.
He's smooth.
Did you make a video about that?
No. I'll do it. If you guys want me to do it.
I would watch it.
I'll do it because every holiday, I do some version of the Zelda game. I do that every single Christmas. I did it last time. I did a Japanese version. It was a special Japanese thing. I play emulator, and I beat that. So I guess I'll do a speed run for Link to the Past then.
That would be awesome. Do 4 episodes at a half hour each, and I would watch that. I think a lot of people would watch it. That'd be good.
I'll see how fast I can beat it.
Yeah. Even if it was 6 episodes, a half hour each, or 12 episodes at 15 minutes each, I think that'd be fun to watch.
Now I gotta watch out for those walls when I'm sprinting with those boots, man. Damn. I'll be
somebody's watching now. Somebody's watching. How about you, Beastly? What have you been playing?
Oh, man. This week I played some Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. I downloaded the new DLC for The Last of Us Remastered.
All right, so hold on. Slow it down. Slow your roll. Talk about Advanced Warfare for a minute. You've been playing that. They patched the BAL, which everybody thought is overpowered. What do you think? What are your thoughts on the state of Call of Duty Advanced Warfare at this point?
I think that it's going in a good place. I admittedly don't play it as much as I did previous Call of Duty games. I don't think I even played this as much as I did Ghosts. honestly. I probably spent 3 or 4 times as much time playing Ghosts at this point, past the release, than I have in Advanced Warfare. And I blame it on so many damn games that are available right now.
That's what you think it is. It's not that Call of Duty Advanced Warfare is lacking. It's that the fact that there's so much strong competition.
There is. It's a myriad of competition, and not only that, is there a ton of AAA titles available. You also get free stuff constantly coming with PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, PlayStation Vita with PlayStation Plus. And when I get those games, I want to try them and play them and enjoy them. And I'm just going back and forth. I'm playing my Vita a lot more now. Playing my PS3. I went and played Plants vs. Zombies on PS3 all day today. But the game has been taking up a majority of my time this week, because I've been doing a lot of Christmas stuff, last-minute Christmas shopping. Finally got everybody out of the way.
Oh, it's not last-minute Christmas shopping yet.
No.
Yeah, well, for me it is.
No.
I like to have Christmas done in November.
Oh, my God. But Beasley, there was a year that I was on a business trip for 2 weeks, and I got home on Christmas Eve and had to do all my Christmas shopping on Christmas Eve.
That sucks.
Wow.
Every piece of Christmas shopping. That's last minute.
Can I tell you something real quick? Can I tell you something about Christmas shopping? People are vicious out there, okay? I'm just letting you know. There's like little old people, and like you think they're nice until you start talking to them, and then they start cursing you out, and they cut you in line just because they're old. I'm just saying, it's very annoying. It's one old lady stole my parking spot. I'm just saying. I had that first. I was waiting, and she cut me off, and she parked there. And then she looked at me like I was the guilty one. Then she literally got out of the car, and she slammed the door and looked at me, walking with her cane. I'm just saying, no, that's messed up.
That is messed up.
You know who you are if you're watching. Just saying.
There's some. You think that the holiday spirit would transfer over to the actual shopping part? It doesn't. Like, people are like absolutely ridiculously assholes while they're Christmas shopping.
Hey, look, it's like that in every aspect of life. Okay, I used to sell candy for Junior Achievement when I was a kid. Spent many years with JA selling peanut butter.
I thought there was a court order. You couldn't talk about this anymore.
I was the kid, okay? I used to go to these churches, these big churches down here in Atlanta. And as the people came out, as soon as they walked outside in the sunlight, the horns would pop right back on their head. And they would cuss me out in the parking lot. I'm like, didn't you just leave fucking church? It's so damn mean. It's just how people are, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So what else you been playing? Plants vs. Zombies. Are you talking about the phone game or the Xbox game?
I'm not talking about the new one. I played the new one. I don't know how I feel about that one yet. The one that was available for free with the EA deal that happened between the 6th and the 8th. I think it's a pretty decent game. But I'm in love with the original. I never played the original. And I know for people out there like, what? I never played the original, and I passed on it because I was playing other things. And just the name alone, I was like, it seems a little too immature for me. But there's a lot in that game. And I'm really hooked. After the show today, I think Kate and I are going to play some more of it. But the game that's been played the most in my house by me this week has definitely been The Last of Us Remastered. They released some new DLC, some new weapons.
They did?
They got weapons. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Some weapons that have completely fucked up the balance of the game.
Really?
Excuse my French. They have this new bow gun. Briar, you might like this. You shoot someone with it, they bleed out. I mean, you literally shoot someone once and you can run around the corner. They'll continue on their game, but their health is gradually declining until they die. Yeah.
It's got damage over time.
Yes. And if you don't have a health pack, what happens? You're basically dead. Person shoots you from across the map. Plus, it's a bow gun. It's not a bow and arrow. So it's almost like shooting a regular semi-automatic round. It goes straight. There's no drop to it. You don't have to lean back to fire. You fire like a gun.
That seems overpowered.
Yes, it fucking is. I hate it. At first, I didn't know what it was because I bought a new mask. I bought the 4 weapons pack that didn't include this bow and arrow, and I bought an animation pack.
So this is pay to win.
That gun is pay to fuck people up and piss people off.
Yeah. That's what some people are complaining about. Like, it now became pay to win for The Last of Us. Like, all these things, weapons you gotta pay for that you can actually, they're overpowered.
Well, the other weapons I don't feel are nearly as bad. The rifle that I got, I thought I was going to use more than my original default weapon that's already in the game. I actually went back to the default weapon. It's a 2-shot rifle that takes people down on the second shot, but it's extremely slow to reload, and it's a single shot. You got to pump, fire, and I didn't like that. So it actually is worse than the original, if you ask me. They got a 3-shot burst pistol, which is overpowered, but this bow and arrow is completely overpowered because you can have full health, and if you don't have over 80% of your health filled up when you get shot, you immediately start dropping down, and you got to use a health kit to heal yourself, and it's just too much work. I think that anybody who buys that's going to have a field day killing people in the game. And I was really shocked that Naughty Dog released this kind of content that really changes the balance of that game, because before now I felt like it was pretty well balanced. This new bow gun, I feel like within the next couple of weeks, once people start seeing what it is, everybody's going to buy that gun, and that's going to be the go-to gun to beat people in the game, because you got a team of 3 or 4 people. You shoot one, then the other one comes, you shoot him, and you shoot the other one. That's the whole team you take it out. You only shot them once each. I think it's a little unfair.
I'm scared because the fact that they did this to this game, I feel like this is their test for Uncharted, and if they do that to Uncharted, I'll be pissed. If they literally have weapons that you could buy to make Uncharted 4 unbalanced, I'm gonna be pissed. And I think that's what everything in Last of Us has been like, a test for Uncharted 4. Like, it seems like everything they've been doing was been testing. That's why they're giving the DLC and see how people deal with microtransactions. If they charge you for this weapon, would you really go buy it? And if people are buying it, which you say they are, because it seems like everyone's buying it now to win, then I feel that to be bad for Uncharted 4. Because I know Uncharted 4's multiplayer is, you know, a lot of people like that multiplayer, or Uncharted multiplayer. So, like, if you're telling me that you're going to be able to pay for certain weapons in the game, and they're allowing that, I think that's really messed up, to be honest.
Yeah. To be honest, I think that Naughty Dog, if you guys are going to do something, just follow Rockstar's palette, their template. They're doing it right. They got a really nice game out. They're not changing much of it. Just do what Rockstar does, because Rockstar is one of the better developers out there.
I just think, like, you know, it's nothing wrong if they sell you certain gear, like the way you look and stuff like that. If you want to go dress a certain way, look a certain way, and look cool, and wear like certain armor or something doesn't change the game itself, I think that's awesome. But the minute you start changing the game itself, then you're gonna have to separate those people. So the people that did buy certain weapons are gonna go against only the people that bought the weapons, or vice versa. So then at least it separates the players, which will separate the community, but at least it's fair, because it separates the players, and you're not going to have people with these weapons attacking people that don't have those weapons because they didn't pay for it. You know what I mean?
Another thing I noticed recently about this game is that they're really nickel and diming this DLC. I mean, when you go to the PlayStation Network and look at the DLC for that game, it's literally pages and pages and pages. $1 here, $2 here, $3 here. They got $30 DLC. They got like 3 packs of $30 DLC. You got animation packs that your character can stop in the middle of the map and throw, you know, a fist pump, but you're paying for that kind of stuff. A lot of this stuff could be included in the game, and of course it's not, but I just feel like they're really nickel and diming everything they can out of that game at this point. Pretty much every mask you buy, they got a mask pack where you can buy, I think, 25 masks for $30, something like that. Just masks for you to wear in the game.
I don't think I mind that, though, like the mask and the gear, and also even the when you execute someone, they have executions, like different types of executions you can buy. Those are fine, because that's up to you. If you want to spend money on that, that's you. That's not really going to change the game, because you're still going to execute that person anyway, or you're still going to, this is going to change the way you look. But once it's like a weapon itself that actually changes, like you said, it made the game unbalanced, then that's just not fair, because you're talking about you're paying like extra money just so you can have a weapon to make the game unbalanced for you to get an edge over someone else.
Call of Duty's been doing this for the last few years, and what they've tried to do is try and make it a gun that is balanced, and I think they've been pretty successful. And I don't have a problem with it as long as it fits into like the kind of the levels of guns that exist. You know, like the Peacekeeper in Black Ops 2. I thought that worked fine. You know, it was fun, and you can pick it up.
I totally agree with you, Briar. Every DLC gun I've ever seen in Call of Duty post Black Ops 2 has been pretty well balanced. You can't just buy one gun and that's the go-to gun. Everything seems to work really well, but unfortunately in this situation here, I'm just going to tell you guys now, I have to buy the bow. I have to. It gives you an advantage. I mean, it's the truth. It gives you an advantage over everybody else. And I'm not going to be the victim. I'd rather be the victimizer in a situation like that. If I have a weapon that I can shoot you from across the map and know that you're going to go down, I'll pay the $2 or $3 that I'm going to buy it after the show. I mean, at first I raged out. I kept raging out, cussing these people out in the game who are using it. But at the end of the day, nothing's going to change unless I grab one too.
Well, that's the thing, though, because you could afford it, right? So what if you couldn't afford it, or someone else just didn't have the money, didn't have access to get it? You end up quitting. You end up playing. You end up not going against people because you'll be upset. Like you said, you're raging, and that's why I think it sucks. Because it forces you to pay the extra money, which I would do too. Like if I lose, I'm like, screw this shit. I'm about to pay that $3 extra right now. I'll go there, click it, download it, and right away go back with the same weapon and kill that same person that killed me. Like I would do that. But
this is something I noticed, Hector, and for the rest of the guys here. When I bought this DLC, I didn't have to download anything. Nothing downloaded to my system. There was not an update at all. I downloaded a whole weapons pack, and I downloaded animation pack, and I was waiting for it to download. All it did was unlock it. That's all it did was unlock it on my game. So I don't know exactly how it's being done, but I didn't download a damn thing. Try it. You have the game. As soon as you buy something, it immediately is unlocked on the game.
But it might have been downloaded earlier, like in a patch earlier.
I think like it probably down. I don't know. They didn't report that yet. If not, you better contact Kotaku or something. You know what I mean? You better get some credit on that.
Maybe I shall.
Okay.
Now, everybody's heard about The Last of Us now for the last 2 damn years, and but I want to hear about The Dark Below because I saw some Briar's footage. It looks pretty good, but I've been hearing mixed reviews on this thing. A lot of people like it. A lot of people don't like it. What are your thoughts, Briar? Robbie, you've been playing it. Please feed my mind with what I need to know about The Dark Below.
Well, I was going to say, for what I've been playing this week, I basically, since Tuesday, I've been playing, like, nothing but The Dark Below. Man, that's gotten me back into Destiny. Like, I forgot how much fun that game is. It's just a blast. I've been doing so many bounties, been doing all the new missions and the strikes, just running them, trying to get all the good rewards and legendary gear. I am having a blast with it.
What's your level, Robbie?
Level 29 right now. I just hit it yesterday.
Okay.
I gotta agree with Robbie. Now, if you did not like Destiny because it was too grindy, then The Dark Below is not gonna fix that for you. What it does do is it adds a bunch of new story, which is really cool. Eris Morn is like a new character at the tower. Her story is really involved. Like, she gives you 3 quests that are missions, like story missions that you go on. She also gives you a weapon that you then have to complete a bunch of quests to fully upgrade, which is really cool. And those missions, or those bounties, I should say, are completely different than anything else you've done in Destiny so far. She's got brand new bounties. Aside from that, we've got 2 new strikes on the PlayStation 4, both of which are pretty good. I think, actually, the one that is part of the new content for Xbox One and PS4 is the weaker of the 2. The Undying Mind, that is exclusive to the PlayStation 4 until fall of next year, I think is fantastic. It's one of the most fun strikes in the game, I think.
I agree.
And the new raid. So, me and Robbie were actually talking earlier today. We were playing Destiny together, and he was saying, well, I didn't really get into the raid, the Vault of Glass raid. The new raid it's a completely different experience than the old raid. It is much more about combat, less about solving puzzles. What the Vault of Glass did is, they gave you a lot of puzzles that you had to work as a team to be in the right place at the right time to make things happen. This one, the new raid, Crota's End, is all about survive.
Just don't die.
Yeah, it's insane, and it's completely different. I really appreciate that. It's a shorter raid, which I also kind of appreciate. I don't mind having a longer raid. I don't mind having a shorter raid, but it's nice to have a variety. I think they knocked it out of the park, and I understand that people who were kind of iffy on Destiny before this this isn't going to convince them that Destiny is a good purchase or that $20 piece of DLC is a good purchase. But for me, who's completely involved in Destiny and been having a blast since September with it, this is great. I'm having a ball with it. Plus, we got new multiplayer maps that Robbie was not cooperating with me on today.
I heard that this raid's easier. Is that true? Would you say it's easier?
No, I would not say it's easier.
Really? 'Cause a lot of people were beating it. They said it's a lot easier to beat than the other one.
I mean,
they show like way more people completed this one way quicker than the other one. Like,
but everybody knows how like kind of Destiny works at this point, and everybody's leveled up much higher. When people were getting into Vault of Glass for the first time, you had to be a level 26, and a lot of people were level 24, 25 trying to get into that.
That, and it's your first raid experience. You don't know what to expect. Whereas Crota's End, if you played Vault of Glass, you know more what to expect. Like, you know that you have to find a way to exploit it. So.
And people are going into the Crota's End at level 30, and you can go to the vendors in the tower and get to level 31 within a day.
Mm.
You know, it's much easier to level up right now.
One thing that I saw that I noticed in your video, Briar, that really shocked me was how your icebreaker wasn't doing shit against these new mobs. These new mobs are so powerful. I was like, what? Because I played with you. I know how powerful your weapons are. Just to see them ramp up that difficulty in a meaningful way like that kind of makes the game new again. When you really got to worry about
know that I upgraded my icebreaker with Xur this weekend, and it's working pretty good again.
Yeah,
that's another thing they did is they upgraded the exotic weapons. So all those exotic weapons that you've earned that were, max damage of 300, you can now go to Xur and upgrade them so it stays in line with the new content, which I think is cool.
It's a lot.
Like, how does it upgrade
replayability, man?
Like, does it just upgrade new sections you have to unlock, or is it just
you have to spend money basically to do it, right? Not real money, but in-game money.
Yeah.
You go to Xur and you have to spend 7,000 glimmer per weapon or piece of armor, and also give him a exotic shard, I think it's called, which you can buy from Xur or you can get from dismantling another piece of exotic gear. So at this point, a lot of people have doubles on exotic gear. Like I have a couple Galahorns, I have a couple Truth rocket launchers, a couple of duplicate helmets, that kind of stuff. So I got like 4 of them for free just by dismantling stuff that I had duplicates of. And then you could also buy these exotic shards. And then you go to Xur, and you basically hand over your old weapon, and you get a new, fresh version of that with a higher damage potential. But it has not been leveled up at all, so you have to start the grind to level up that gun or piece of armor again.
Which brings me to my next question. Do you think that they'll ever introduce trading into this game?
No.
No, I don't think so.
They have to change the whole system to do that, I think.
Yeah.
That, and they would have done it by now, too. I think they would have already introduced it if they were ever going to.
That just seems like it would work so well in its own way. I know it would probably break the balance of the game because you don't have to work really as hard to get something. But maybe if you're like within 1 or 2 levels of the person trading with you, maybe you can only trade a certain amount of times per week or per month. But at least it would give you the option of trading sometime. I think it would be good.
Yeah, I think the problem with it, Beasley, is that it would make it too easy to get everything. Mm-hmm. So, like, if I had 2 Truth rocket launchers, I'd automatically say, well, I don't need 2 of these, but I don't have a Hawkmoon pistol, and I really want a Hawkmoon pistol. Well, somebody out there has 2 Hawkmoons, and they want a Truth. So all I would have to do is go onto the internet and find that person. We meet up in game and make that trade, and then everybody's got everything, and the game, that's part of the appeal of the game. That's what keeps me coming back, is I really want that Hawkmoon. I'm going to keep grinding Destiny until I get that Hawkmoon because I really want one.
See, the only way it'll work, I think, if they did trading, will be, it'll have to be traded exotic for exotic or every level the same, and you have a limit per week how much you can trade. If they give you 2 or 3 trades per week, then that's it. Because they limit other things anyway per week, right? So if they did, like, they let you trade exotic for exotic. So then this way you're not trading something light to get something big. You're trading the same exact level, and then you only get a limited amount per week. Now this way you can't have too many with everyone else, and that's it.
I don't think there's enough items in the game to do it.
Yeah.
How many exotics are in the game? Like 30?
Yeah. But I mean, like, I guess that's the only way I can see it working for this system that they have. Because they would have to limit the amount of times you could trade, and also you have to trade the same type item, exotic for exotic, or, you know.
Not too nerdy, I also want to tell you about a helmet.
What helmet?
I think it's called the Black Obsidian Warlock helmet. It's new for the DLC. What this thing does, every time you use a super, it refills your super meter.
Really?
Yeah.
It's for the Warlock?
Yeah. Sounds good, doesn't it?
I get out of work at 5 tomorrow, and I'll be playing Destiny at 5:05. I'm telling back at 6:05.
I don't know. I've been having an absolute ball. I'm gonna just start talking about Destiny now for a little bit because
go ahead.
Now it's no secret that I've been a fan of this game since it's come out. I've really enjoyed it.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
The grind of it is much more appealing to me than I would have imagined going into it. But like trying to get all those exotics, but also getting into the raid and like kind of joining this community. I came from Call of Duty. Okay? Call of Duty's community, let's face it, is fucking toxic.
Yeah.
It's rough. You know, like 9 times out of 10, I turn off my microphone when I'm playing Call of Duty, and I mute every player in my lobby. You know, unless I'm playing with people I know. That's what I do. In Destiny, that's not the case. I go on the internet to find people to play with. Like if I want to go play the Vault of Glass tonight, I'll go on to Reddit or I'll go on to DestinyLFG.net. And I'll just find random people. And I've had overwhelmingly positive experiences doing this. Like, I've made friends doing this. I've had great times. And you're spending, an hour to 2 hours with these people. And you have to be cooperating with these people. You have to be, like, planning out strategies and, like, working together. And this is something new in console gaming. And it is awesome. Like, it is really special.
I've never done the going online to find actual parties, but that would add a whole new dimension to
it's insane
to the community. Yeah.
If you told me 6 months ago I would be getting together with people and like talking to them and cooperating with them, I would have said you're insane because like my experience was Call of Duty, and these people, the only talk you hear is about how they screwed your mother last night.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm very aware of that,
you guys know what
too.
I'm talking about, though.
Exactly, because I'm very aware of that, too. I played Call of Duty really hard for years and years, really up until this year, and I just don't even bother turning on my microphone because people are just really rude and just not nice at all. Like, it's just not worth talking to them. There's just, I don't know. It's overwhelming how many people there are that just say such horrible things to each other. Like, I'll go into lobby, I'll immediately hear someone, like, swearing and screaming, and I'm like, ugh, I don't have time for this.
In a recent patch, Destiny added voice chat for fire teams. So if you get match made into a fire team, you can turn on voice chat. And you have two options. You can turn it on when you want it to be on, or you can just default it to be on. And I've started defaulting it to be on because the majority of people that I meet up with are interested in cooperation and teamwork and having like a nice time, not like talking about your mother or talking about how they're the best or
stay away from my mom.
It's incredible. Like it's a completely different community. It's the same people, I know it is, but they're acting differently because it's a cooperative game as opposed to a competitive one.
And it's so good. I love that too. It's awesome how Destiny has brought everybody together. Like, one of my favorite moments I think of this year, just looking back into the year, was when Destiny first came out and everybody was playing it. That was some of the most fun I've had this year. That was an amazing time.
I think it changes once you step foot in the Crucible, though. The Crucible, like,
that's what I was going to say.
It's back into the whole, that's why Destiny has a whole added dimension. Like you said, it's a whole new separate cooperative, and I love that part of Destiny. I think that one's more refreshing to me because we already done multiplayer, which I don't mind multiplayer, but like I don't go there to talk to people anyway unless like I'm going with like you guys, a big group that I already know ahead of time. Other than that, I just go there to get as much kills as I could get. It's Crucible or something, you know?
Yeah, I'm looking to do bounties basically in the Crucible.
Yeah, bounties and like just have fun to see how many kills I can get, see how much better I got at the game. Besides that, like the added dimension of, you know, working as a team cooperative is like that's a true like MMO style. Like you walk around the world and you say, "Oh, let's go on a raid together. Let's do this together." Like that's the way it is on PC, and it's about time. Like you said, it's not the first time, but it's like the biggest time I think where a console is actually doing it because this is a next. You know, like more people are on next gen now. More people are playing it on next gen now. It seems like, and it just seems like it just the first time it's really big on a console.
Right. So. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It's not the first time it's happened on console. I think Warframe.
Warframe. I mean, they had like, yeah, they had other things that were there, like Defiance. I said that too. They had like Defiance had like 3 million people playing at the same time, or 4 million online at the same time. But like, those were. The technology wasn't as good when they were playing, you know. And now that this technology is better, the system is better. And again, I think as time went on, people were starting to see what their vision was, Bungie's vision, and like they're starting to understand what Destiny is now. Mm-hmm. That some people still don't like it, which is fine, but like you can see how addicting it is and how you could actually keep going back to do new things. And it's all about the people you're with makes it a new experience too.
Right.
So.
Yeah, the story is coming. I've said this before on the show. The story is not coming from the game. Yeah. It's nice that Eris Morn has got some story missions, but my stories when I go downstairs and start talking to people, you know, like the family, and they're like, "What were you doing upstairs?" The stories I'm telling are about how I met this guy who's from. You know, he's from Quebec, and you know we did the Nightfall together. We two-man the Nightfall, and it was goddamn insane. You know, like that's the story I'm telling. It's a story of personal relationships, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, my story is like what are you doing? Oh, I'm just teabagging Robbie. He's gone, so I'm pushing him close to the edge and trying to push him off.
Also a good story.
I still remember that. God.
Also a good story. So we got to do the new raid together. It's very easy to get to level 31 now. All you have to do is do some strikes. You can buy armor now to get to level 31, like at the Vanguard vendors. All you got to do is do a bunch of strikes, buy, you know, get the rep, get the points, and get the. There's like this new what is it called? Crucible or Vanguard vendor marks, or I don't even know what it's called.
Oh, Vanguard commendation, yeah.
Commendation. Thank you, Robbie.
Yeah.
So you got to get those, but it's like super easy. And while you're doing, they added a new strike playlist that's a higher level, and you get much better gear now. Like legendaries are happening while you're playing in the strike playlist, which is nice. Like Robbie got a couple today, right?
Yeah, we were playing the strike playlist, and like I was getting really good rewards. Just especially over the last week, being playing the level 26 playlist. Like you get really good stuff now. It's awesome. It kind of brings back that reason to play it. Like it's great.
You feel you're getting that dopamine rush more often. You know when you see that purple come up. Also, go ahead.
What were you saying? Also, what else?
Also, the raid rewards you differently. In the last raid, they gave you a ton of Ascendant shards and Ascendant energy, so that when you got new equipment from the raid, you would be ready to upgrade it. They changed the reward system for this raid, where they give you the equipment right up front, but you gotta keep doing the raid to get the shards and the energy to upgrade that equipment. So it's a slightly different reward system. I think ultimately it'll be about the same progression rate, but I think they did it smarter this time.
See, I'm only at level 28 for the Warlock, and 28 and a half, but like I now have a Hunter that's a 24, and I have a Titan that's a 26 and a half or 27. Yeah. So like, which one do you think you think it'll take me a while to get to level 30, or should I do the raid now when I'm 28?
You can't do the raid when you're 28.
You have to be level 30 to do the raid?
You have to be level 30 to do the raid to be like the team leader, but you have to be level 30 or 31 to be productive, to be like a productive member. But it's so much easier to become. Remember how hard it was to become a level 30? Yeah. It was hard.
Yeah, I remember.
I remember because I'm still not 30, so yeah, I remember.
Yeah. You had to run. You had to run Vault of Glass on normal mode dozens of times.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, really. But now it's easy. You just go. You just got to play the game a little bit, get those Vanguard commendations, and you're good to go. You're 31 like no time. It took me a day to get to 31.
I think I know why.
I'm sorry.
From what level I was 30, but it doesn't really matter what level I was because I had to buy a new helmet, a new chest piece, new gauntlets, and new boots to get to level 31. Everything had to be new.
Okay.
I think, guys, I know what my problem has been with Destiny, and I'm going to try to actively get over it. It's like, the first part of solving a problem is admitting you got one. I got a problem. I think the reason that I've been avoiding this game and not playing it is because I feel like I don't want to invest like I would in an RPG. It's like if you got 30 minutes to play a video game and you're in the middle of an RPG, but you got other games that you can play quick, mindless games with, like Call of Duty, The Last of Us, you don't level up necessarily. Call of Duty, you don't really level up. Those kind of games are so much easier for me to jump into than it would be for Destiny because I'm like level 26. I'm like, Jesus, it's going to take like 4 months to get to level 30.
But it's not like that anymore. They changed that, and I think they did a good job of changing that.
That's what Kate was telling me, that they changed the actual upgrade system.
Right.
You want to explain that or elaborate a little bit on it for people who've been out of the game for a while like me?
Yeah, so basically you can go to the tower and you can buy level 31 gear now. Okay? Before you could only buy up to level 28 and the max level was 30. Now the max level is 32 and you can buy up to level 31. And it's very easy to buy this gear. All you have to do is play a strike playlist for, let's say, an hour or two, and you'll get enough stuff to start buying this stuff. Also, I understand what you're saying about, like, okay, I got a half hour to play. I'm not going to, play like something that doesn't matter in Destiny, but you can also play the Crucible for a half hour and get 2 or 3 games in. That's what I do. When I have a half hour, I have kids, right? Brett, you can understand this. Is that sometimes you got a very specific amount of time that you have to enjoy yourself before you have to, get something done for somebody else, right? It's like, that's how life is. And those points in time, I'll just go play the Crucible. It's basically like playing Call of Duty for me. I'll just go play the Crucible for 15, 20 minutes. That's how I did Call of Duty. Is when I had 20 minutes, I would boot up Call of Duty, play 1 or 2 games, and then turn it off, and then move on with the rest of my day. And that's how the Crucible is for me. But when I got 2 hours to spend, like it's really fun to like jump into a raid.
Strike playlist.
You can do a strike playlist. You can do a raid. 2 hours for a raid is an acceptable amount of time.
Yeah, but I'm still not strong enough for a raid. So I was there with you guys when we did the Vault of Glass.
Yeah.
And everybody ended up backing out after like an hour and a half. So I'd have to definitely either get into some Crucible matches or play a strike playlist for a few hours.
You'll just get the gear by doing the strike playlist for 2 hours. I guarantee you'll have the gear at least to be level 30. I think with a strike playlist. If you do the ROC playlist.
Wait,
you gotta do the high level playlist.
Okay, so like it doesn't matter what I do. So once I get enough, it'll automatically jump me up to level 30 or 31 if I buy that gear.
You gotta buy the gear, then you gotta upgrade the gear.
Oh, it's yeah. Okay.
Wow, so it really has changed a lot.
Yeah, it is a much faster progression. You still, to get to level 32, you still have to get that raid gear, which is
that's fine.
But we're talking a difference. The raid gear situation in the Vault of Glass was like the helmet never dropped. The boots rarely dropped. To get to level 30 before the expansion was like, I did it a week before the expansion hit. It took me like 3 months to get to level 30.
Yeah, you were playing consistently too.
I was playing consistently. Now it's like I already have 2 pieces of raid gear for my hunter. I need 1 more piece to level up to 32. Like, it's much faster. They have increased the progression.
All right, well, I think I'll be playing Destiny today.
So once you get the boots, though, is that it for leveling up your hunter? Are you done with that? Because like,
I still have to get the shards. The only way to get shards to upgrade raid gear is by doing the raid.
Yeah.
So it's going to take me weeks to get those shards.
Is that the only class that you have that high? What other classes are?
I have a Titan that's level 30, and I have a Warlock that I think is 26.
All right. Yeah, I'm so close. I decided that's what I did. I went back to go just level up the other ones, and I was shocked how quickly I was able to level up everything else after I knew what to do.
Yeah.
And
bounties. That's what we missed out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you're saying to do, like, if I could do that, I should be able. I'm gonna try to see if I can do all level 30 for all of them. I mean, I got, like I said, one's level 28, the other one's 26.5, and then we have one that's like a 25. So hopefully I can do all of them at level 30. That'll be my goal. To get all 3 level 30.
The new equipment is really good. Like it's awesome. Like it's got higher level attack. The new exotics start off at their low level damage is the same as the high level damage they were before. So like if you had let's say you had name a exotic weapon.
Patience.
Patience and time. Perfect example. So if you upgraded that all the way, you could get it to 3,000 or 300 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Now you go to Xur, you upgrade it to the new version.
300 is the lowest it does.
300 is the low. But what you lose out is all the perks that it had, like the invisibility perks. You have to re-earn those. So
I don't know if I want to give that up though. That's my favorite sniper.
You're not giving it up. You're just getting a newer version of it.
Yeah, I meant like to start all over. So I gotta give up my little cloaking ability. My cloaking ability. You know what I mean? I was like,
They also upgraded. They also changed how fast you upgrade exotics. It's supposed to be faster now. Okay. I'm trying to upgrade my Icebreaker and my Suros Regime because next week we're getting the Iron Banner again, which I'm really excited about. But I definitely want to have some upgraded weapons. Because in the
Iron Banner level 31s and 32s. Oh man, I better level up before then because like.
Yeah, I mean you don't have to do the Iron Banner though because the Iron Banner is going to be giving out level 31 gear. It's just going to look different than other level 31 gear. Last time they did Iron Banner, they were giving out level 30 gear. And the only previous way to get level 30 gear was by doing the Vault of Glass on hard mode. So it's a different situation. It's a different situation. This time they're doing it. You're getting level 31 gear. It's just going to look different. Still, the only way to get level 32 gear is by doing Crota's End, which is a goddamn good time. It is crazy. Can I talk about Crota's End a little bit?
Sure.
All right, so you drop into the Hellmouth. You guys are familiar with the Hellmouth on the moon?
Yep.
Okay, so you drop down into that. You fall for about 10 seconds. You land on the ground, and it's pitch black all around you. The very first thing you can do, and you can do this solo, is look for a chest that can give you Ascended Shard, shards, or an exotic piece of gear. Like right away, you can by yourself can get that. When you're doing the raid, is you start walking forward, and you got to get from pieces like these light posts, from light post to light post. While you're not in the light, you slow down. You can't double jump. You can't walk as fast. You can't sprint at all. And you got thralls just coming out of everywhere. Like, everywhere!
Let's emphasize this more. Like, everywhere! They're just in every damn corner.
People, like, just shooting everywhere, trying to, like, take down these thralls so you can get to the next, like, light post.
Oh, I already want to play this. This sounds fun.
You get to the end of that, and you gotta like run across this light bridge while there's like a knight and an ogre like messing your whole team up. If you get one person past there, the whole team gets to move on. The next part is you got like these 3 sync plates on like the side of a cliff, and there's this light bridge that goes between, and there's this knight that has a sword. You guys are familiar with the sword knights?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you kill him, you can take his sword and you can run across the bridge, assuming all 3 sync plates are synced. Like you have people on those sync plates. Once you get 3 people across the bridge, there's 3 more sync plates on the other side, and they can sync those plates up so that the rest of your team can come over. Then you get another tunnel with a ton of thralls. Like it's crazy. It's hard. It's hard on a shooter level. Like you have to have skills getting headshots in this one. Whereas Vault of Glass, I felt like you had to have skills like figuring out how to coordinate a team. This one is just pure shooter skills, and it's fun.
How long did this raid take?
For who?
For you.
For me, I didn't finish it yet.
Oh, so that's as far as you got?
I got to the... So, all right, so after that part, there's this long tunnel. If you can sprint through this tunnel, there's a chest at the end, but the door will close. If the door closes and you don't have somebody in that room, nobody gets that chest. After that, you go into like the main boss area. There's a wizard who sings a song, and you got to kill her before the song is over.
It's a good song?
Oh, it's catchy.
All right.
It's got a nice beat, but you can't dance to it.
Can't dance to it or you're about to die.
And then after that, you
have
to beat Crota.
Dance to it?
They can't dance to it.
Oh.
You're too busy killing.
Okay.
Once you beat her, then you fight Crota. So I think that like people are completing this raid in a half hour, right, Robbie? You said that the guys from IGN did it in about a half hour.
Yeah, Alfredo and his squad, they did it in half an hour, which that's incredible. Wow, I think I'm gonna go watch that video and see how they did it.
Alfredo plays every day.
Yeah, Alfredo's live streams.
Yeah, he does like 4-hour, 5-hour live streams. Like he's good. Like
he's a Destiny junkie. He's crazy. Yeah. Like I really want to watch just their video to get some tips on just the raid. Like have some insight going into it. See what's coming.
My first raid experience in Crota's End was about 3 hours long, and we got to the witch, and we couldn't beat the witch or the wizard. Sorry, the singing wizard. Yeah. But it was fun, and we got raid gear for getting that far.
Nice.
Damn.
Yeah. All right, guys. Here's the plan. Ready? Next Sunday. Okay. How about everyone that has it, like, just level up as far as you can go and try to get to at least level 30 by next Sunday.
Okay.
Definitely can do that.
Let's play it. And let's try it.
All right.
I want to give you guys a tip, too. I'm giving this to you guys as well as to people who are watching, is that it is very easy to find people to play with, even if your friends are online. I did a video about this yesterday. You can watch this video, or you can just listen to me talk now.
I'll watch the video.
And watch the video.
You can go to destinylfg.net or go to Reddit. /fireteams. You go on there and you can look for people. I have been doing this. I've been running the Vault of Glass. I did this for Crota's End. It is very easy to find people who are playing that need more players. It's hard to get a group of people 6 people to do these things. So a lot of people are out there looking.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be honest with you, like I would be happy to run, either raid with you guys or with anybody who's watching right now. But it is really easy to go on destinylfg.net or Reddit and find people to do it with you. All you got to do, you just got to put yourself out there, and you can easily find a group. Be honest, though, is when you post or when you respond to a post, be honest. This is my first time through the Vault of Glass. I need a little help. People are going to pick up on that, and they're going to help you out. But you don't want to get a group who's like, we're all level 30s. We just want to burn through this thing because we're looking to get the Vex Mythic last. You want to be honest, and you don't want to pretend that you know something you don't. because it's much easier to do this if you are honest, so that people can teach you. And there are people on these sites that will teach you how to do this stuff, and it's fun.
I definitely want to start running Crota's End a lot more, because now, since Dark Below's come out, like, I am right back into Destiny. I am loving the hell out of this game again, so I definitely want to get together for the raid again. Want to try it out.
I think maybe we should do like another stream like we did for Vault of Glass. That went over so well.
If you go awesome or absolutely terrible like last time.
Let's go for it. I mean, I'll try it.
All right, should we plan on doing that next Sunday?
Yeah, sometime around there.
All right.
Okay.
All right. That means, honestly though, there's no way we're gonna have success unless everybody's level 30.
Yeah, we all gotta be the right level. We all gotta be the requirement if we even want a shot at it.
All right. We're gonna try our best. I'm gonna try my best to get at least one of my characters level 20 or 30. I'll see. I'll try to get 2, so we can switch back and forth in case we need Titan or Warlock, whichever one.
Yeah.
I'll try to get 2 characters there.
The hunters are real good for this one because blade dancers are so nasty against the thralls. Titans are real good with their weapons of light perk with the bubble.
Yeah.
Warlocks, if you get that obsidian helmet, man, the thing is crazy. It's just like super after super. We lost Brett.
He's working on the game right now, so he can get level 30 for next week.
He's like, screw you guys, I'm going to start grinding on Destiny.
As soon as we said we all have to be level 30, he just signed off now.
All right, guys, I feel like we've been talking about Destiny quite a bit and everything. We should probably
let's talk about more Destiny.
I thought we just started.
Go ahead, Robbie. What do you want to talk about?
I was thinking we should talk about, this news came up this week, and this got me really excited. Some news surfaced about The Last Guardian this week, and Team Eco, developers on Last Guardian, were saying they're making good progress with the game, and it's basically been restarted under completely new circumstances, which basically means it's a PS4 game now. And that isn't surprising, considering PS3's at the...
Is it just me, or did Robbie start talking?
I've never seen Robbie look better. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that face.
I completely agree with you, Robbie. I'll just jump in there.
It's Conan O'Brien.
He's talking about the Last Guardian, how like they mentioned that it's making good progress, and like they mentioned it's gonna be on the PS4 and stuff. And I thought it was pretty cool, but you know, the last game I heard that says is making great progress. We had Duke Nukem Forever, so. No, I have a feeling it'll be a good game, but like, who knows? It's been like dragged on for so long. We don't know what the final product will be, but I'm hoping it'll be a good game, and it's good to know it's on PS4, even though we knew that's gonna happen. But I wouldn't doubt that they have a port for PS3 and PS4. But
at some point.
So do you guys think that, like, up till now, or even up till like 6 months ago, this thing was still being like gonna be a PS3 game?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I think it's a PS3 game the whole time until after the whole like they had something that they lost in developers. I think it's a PS3 from get-go game, and then they had to stop as soon as the PS4, like a little bit before PS4 came out, they stopped and switched it, and that's why it's taking so long.
I think it's been a lot longer than 6 months, and the PS4 version has been the lead in the development cycle. My only issue, and I hope this isn't what happens, is that people lose excitement for this game. It's hard to stay excited for something for 20 years. You know, this game's been in development for, I think, 9 years. A very, very long time. And
yeah, it's been for a while. 2009 is the E3, right, that they showed it?
Yeah. So it's been in development for like 9 years. So they had the story, everything already ironed out. And people like myself who think Team Eco is really a very unique developer, and their games really stand out amongst all the other games in that genre, in that time period. I'm super excited for this game. I think that hopefully this reflects very well on the other 2 games that they created, but they've lost so many members of that team. They've lost, you know, integral parts of the team that created Eco and Shadow of the Colossus.
If Picasso painted one painting and it was phenomenal, and then didn't do shit for the rest of his life, would he still be... Like, would we still be waiting for the next Picasso? Like,
no.
what the fuck, man? Like, come on, man, make the game. You can be as creative and as ingenious as you want, but you also have to actually be able to make the game. Like, you have to actually be able to, like, put the pen to the paper, or put the paint to the canvas, or put the code to the keyboard.
All the above, all the above.
I think
So you actually got to be able to produce. Every stoner out there is creative, but only a few of them can actually produce.
I think I don't know. I mean, we already seen how some games transition, right? We already seen games are remastered from PS3 to PS4. It could be done. They could do it, right? They can make it look even better going to PS4. So I don't think that's the main problem with it, but they still got a lot of things. I mean, look how much the original game, right? Like the games that they made. Look how much detail was in those games. Like the way they did things there, and it's like open world type games. Like it takes time to make that. You know, like I don't know, like. I have no idea where they are on that. Like, I honestly thought that they were a lot further than they are, and like the way it seems now is like they're not that far. Like, I don't think they're completely far enough. Hey, it might even be 2 years from that. I don't even know.
It might be 2 years till we see it at E3, and then another year or two before we actually play it. You know?
Well, if Drive Club is any indication of delays, by the time this game comes out, it'll be as good as Superman 64.
I don't know about that, but we're still talking about The Last Guardian, aren't we? I've been having a lot of problems with the call. I just got dropped a couple times.
Oh,
so.
we haven't noticed.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we continued our conversation. I said you made a great point what you said, and he said that they're making good progress. But I also made a joke saying that they said the same thing for Duke Nukem Forever, and we saw how that happened, like how that worked out. But
I'm cautiously at this point optimistic.
I hope so. Yeah, me too. I hope so.
And the only reason I'm cautious about it is because when something takes this long, you have to worry. You begin to worry that it's not working out as previously thought. There's major issues happening here. But I'm optimistic because everything they've ever made has really touched me in a very special place. So
Yeah,
I hope they can.
I'll touch you in a special place. You know what I'm
Damn
saying,
it, Briar, bring it on.
Oh, God. We just went there.
I've been waiting here. I didn't go there.
First you started with candy, now you're talking about touching special places. What are you trying to admit, Beasley? What's going on?
Yeah, Beasley.
Say about The Last Guardian, though.
The previous two games, Shadow of the Colossus, personally, was one of my favorite games, really, of all time, honestly. And just to know that this game is coming from some of those minds, I hope that they're able to recapture some of that magic and sprinkle it, a little of it, into this game. I mean, I hope it's good. I don't think it'll probably live up to the previous two, but with all this time, they can copy and paste a lot of that feel and make it feel like the previous two. So I'm hoping it turns out well. Sometimes delays work out better for the game. Sometimes they don't, and so we don't know what they expect. But if we're going to go by their previous pedigree, they made two amazing games. I don't know any games they made that sucked, so I'm hoping that they are able to continue.
They've only made two games.
No, they made games before Eco.
Oh, really?
They weren't very well received. They weren't commercially successful.
Okay.
But there are two mainstream games that have come out of an Eco and Shadow of the Colossus. So I'm hoping it turns out well. I know you guys are too.
But the thing is, like, how long has it been since Shadow of the Colossus came out, their last game? That was 2005. That was 9 years ago. They haven't released a game in 9 years. And, of course, they've been working on whatever else at Studio Japan. But it's like, to not release that game for so long, it's amazing that it's even in development at all. Like, it's
amazing that we're this excited about a game that's been in development for 9 years.
Dude, for all we know,
how good the last...
For all we know, they dropped that game and like they just had another game lying around. They're like, we're just gonna rename this The Last Guardian, trick people. Like this, here it is. We had it the whole time. Like,
finally, they were gonna make Destiny, and they're like, oh shit, somebody made Destiny.
Can't go there.
Call it something else. Call it something
Yeah, we gotta. This isn't gonna work. Oh man, Sky, what's this? Oh shit!
Maybe we might get trolled and like they might bring Shadow Colossus, rename it The Last Guardian, just bring it to PS4, like what they did Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VII coming to the PS4, terrible. And it's the same exact port. Like just coming.
It's not
to
a remaster. It's literally the exact same game. It's not a remake. It's.
But they never said it was a remaster. They said literally. Final Fantasy VII coming to PS4. Like,
so they didn't lie about it. They're bringing Final Fantasy VII, just not the way we thought they would. They didn't
I got a
lie
question.
about it.
We're talking about that now. Hector, are you going to buy that game?
What?
Final Fantasy VII.
If it's $2.99, if it's like $2.99 on the download, I might just give it a download. But there's no way.
If it's 50 cents, I might play it for about 30 minutes.
I'm looking at like a miniature version of a damn game on my big screen. Sorry.
You know, Square Enix they hear all this negative commentating going on about them releasing Final Fantasy VII, and they know it's real. You know, over in Japan here, everybody's really upset that we're not getting a legitimate remake to this game. I feel like this game has to be a $19.99 buy or something like that. They can't sell it for $40. Nobody's going to pay that. I don't think.
I think 20 is crazy. No way you can go with 20. It's got to be no more than 10. 10's even too much.
$20. It's Final Fantasy VII, one of the best JRPGs of all time. They know they'll get $20.
But it's an old game, and that's a rip-off for a game. Like, no. Not even $20.
That's a rip-off. I see you over there, Briar.
$10 is too much.
You can't do 20 for that. That's like, why would you do that when you could download it for free online? Those are the ones that already have ROMs and emulators. Why? You cannot resell a game that already has ROMs for free online that anyone could download for more than $10. That's impossible.
Square Enix is broke though, aren't they? Like they're not remaking this game. They're not going to come up with new cinematics for this game. They're not going to come up with new gameplay mechanics. This is the best you're going to fucking get, you Final Fantasy VII motherfuckers. This is it. No. This is all you're getting. Buy it now or never ever again even hear about this.
Yeah, play the original on the original console, people. Go get the original shit. Go get your retro stuff. Stop trying to get it.
But if you do that, not too nerdy, you're never gonna get the remake that you've been asking for. You have to give them the money if you want it.
I never asked for it because
I didn't either.
Play the original one.
This is what I think. Square is behind the new Tomb Raider game, right? They're putting all this money into that. That game is built from the ground up. I'm telling you this.
That game makes money.
I'll tell you this right now.
Final Fantasy hasn't made any money in 10 years.
Final Fantasy VII, a complete remake, would sell way more than fucking Tomb Raider. Way more than Tomb Raider.
I don't know, man. Like,
what do you think,
you know how much money they have to put into Final Fantasy VII Remake to like make that viable?
About as much as they put into 13.2.
You know what they're doing right now? They're seeing, okay, how many people are going to buy this version? That is what they're judging. Are these people really serious about this? Are they really serious, or are they just bitching on the internet?
That's what I said last week.
They're bitching on the internet because they're not going to buy this. They're upset about this. They're never going to remake Final Fantasy VII because
stop it.
It would cost them so much fucking money to do it, to make that game.
Just stop it,
What do you want from me?
Look at Resident Evil, the remake for Resident Evil, right? Some people, I'm excited about that, right? The remake for Resident Evil, but like
the remake of the remake
for everything. Like it makes no sense because some people are like, oh, we're tired of remakes, but yet they're rooting for all these remakes. Like, what do you want? Like, what? It's like I don't get it. I really don't understand. Like, to me, the game already came out a long time ago. People played it. Like, to do that all over again, I don't know.
Speaking of remakes, you guys, did you guys hear about Borderlands Remastered is possibly coming to PS4 and Xbox One? It was leaked out this week.
Yeah, I heard.
The first Borderlands is getting remastered?
No, see, the thing is, we don't know if this is Borderlands 1 or 2 or the pre-sequel, which I hope it's just the pre-sequel because that makes sense. That came out October, I think that game was, and that didn't come out on the new gen, so that makes sense putting that on PS4 and Xbox One. But Borderlands 1 and 2, people had their chance to play that, like they had those old consoles.
I'll tell you what it is right now. I'll tell you what it is right now. It's going to be Borderlands 1 and 2 because the pre-sequel is relatively new. That's the one that's actually still selling. They're not going to do the
pre-sequel.
They're going to do 1 and 2 together on one disc, remastered. That's all it's going to be.
For the
they will, but they'll also bring pre-sequel to PS4 and Xbox.
I say it's 1, 2, and 3. It's going to be all three of them. one disc.
No, because that would nullify all of the pre-sequel sales. People won't buy that then.
No one buys it.
I don't think that game sold very well. Yeah,
that game sold well already. I think it's done. Like this is their way to get everyone else to buy it again for the next gen.
Hector, I actually think you're right about that. I
doubt it, dude. There's no way to put 3 games on one disc, but I mean that'd be cool. They're cheap.
1 and 2. That's the best you're gonna get, Robbie. 1 and 2. Briar, what do you think?
1 and 2.
All right.
1, 2, 3. I'll go for it. I know it's probably not a chance.
You're reaching for the moon, literally.
1, 2, 3.
It's on the moon.
Wait, no. 0, 1, and 2 because it's a pre-sequel, right?
Yeah.
So it's 0, 1, and 2. They're going.
No, actually, it's 1, 1.5, and 2 because it's in between 1 and 2.
See, I totally.
God damn, that's confusing.
So 1, 1.5, and 2.
Come on, which Matrix movie are we talking about here? But let me say this real quick back on the Final Fantasy remake subject.
Yeah, let's get back to that. That was wicked interesting.
Yeah, it's really. if they were just to up-res it a little bit, I mean, even if they didn't do a complete remake, if they made the character models, the pre-rendered backgrounds, all that stuff look better, redid the CG, I'd buy it full price.
That's the expensive stuff. You're talking about all the expensive stuff.
No, I don't.
All you got to do is all the expensive stuff.
I'm talking about the character models and everything could be the same size.
Yeah, just re-render all the CG. Maybe get some more voice acting.
There is no good voice acting in that game.
Yeah,
okay?
give it some voice acting. I
mean, I'm talking about
just do the expensive shit.
A full-fledged remake.
But we're not buying this remastered one. Fuck you.
I don't know if I'm gonna buy it. I mean, I love Final Fantasy VII, but I don't know if I could justify a real purchase of a game that's just a PC. It's better than the PC port, but it's still a fucking port of the PC game.
If you ever want to see a remastered version, you better buy it, because you'll never see it again.
Just wait till Disney buys Square Enix, and then it will have Kingdom Hearts with everything in it.
No, if we know what happens when Disney buys so they start canceling everything that they make. Look what happened. Disney bought LucasArts. They cancel all those games and then made their own. So don't think just because Disney buys they're gonna do it. They're gonna start canceling. Nope, we don't like this one. Like that one Star Wars game was looking pretty damn good.
It was looking
13.
Yeah. And they just threw it away like it was nothing. And then they're like, we're making our own.
Guys, I'll be right back. I gotta use
well, I guess while he's gone, he doesn't like talk about topics like this, so we can switch to this topic. We're going to talk about the new King of November.
Oh,
shit. King of November is
really going to get heated up now.
Xbox
Wii
One.
U. Oh, Xbox
One. Oh, but I actually helped towards the cause because I bought not one but 2 more as gifts for people. Because they're so cheap, I managed to get 2. So, here's the thing. The Xbox One was $350 for, you had like the Assassin's Creed bundles, like almost all of them were like $350.
Mm-hmm.
And you also had the 400 one, or $450 for the one with the Kinect and stuff. So it was $50 less. But you also had places like Target, which is where I got it from, that were selling it, actually dropped it to $320. So it dropped to $320, plus you got a $50 gift card, plus it was Assassin's Creed bundle. So that's why I ended up getting 2, so I got a $100 gift card, and then I got like the bundles. So
I gotta tell you guys, I think this is a no-brainer that Xbox One was the best-selling console in November because obviously the $50 price advantage, and they had all these great bundles with games that people wanted to buy. So I think it's really a no-brainer. But good on Microsoft for making the right decision, bringing the price down.
I think so. The Sony had a better bundle because the Assassin's Creed games I didn't like them. Except the Assassin's Creed game, I didn't like them. Sony had a better bundle when it came to
The Last of Us and
it's The Last of Us and Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah.
But the problem is they didn't advertise as much. They didn't advertise the bundle as much.
You're still getting a better deal with the Xbox One, and that's the important thing at the end of the day. It's cheaper, and you get basically the same experience.
And
the same games.
Let me tell you this. This is Microsoft's plan, and it may work out in the long run. Microsoft is very, very behind the PlayStation 4 as far as overall sales. It costs $400 for them to make an Xbox One. So they're selling each one of these consoles at a loss. All these 350 consoles, they're losing $50 on each one, and they're losing a digital game. So their long-term plan is to get the console into the home and sell games so they can make that money back. That's their only hope. So keeping it at $350 may work out for the long term, but as of right now, I forget, I read an article on it. I think $600 million is what they lost over the Black Friday deal.
Wow.
Yeah, they're going to lose a lot of money.
Tons, I forget that number.
Obviously, you're going to lose money. Most consoles don't make revenue, but that's why they have
PS4,
digital sales to back it up. They hope the games are going to make a profit. That's what they want.
Well, that's with any game company, but with Microsoft being so far behind, their issue was everybody was buying multi-platform on the PS4 anyway because everybody owned PS4. So the only thing we could do to conquer this situation is basically give away our Xbox Ones. You're going to sell it for $350, give away a free game with it, give away a console bundle. Now all these people have it, and hopefully we can make our money back on some of our exclusives because they're really not going to make their money back on multi-plats unless people only own the Xbox One.
Exactly.
People like me, Hector, you, anybody who owns both consoles is going to get multi-plats on the PS4 and get exclusives on the Xbox One. So they can't afford to be having these missteps like they did with Master Chief Collection, the game everybody was waiting on. Everybody was so hyped about.
I gave back, by the way. I ended up returning that shit because I was so pissed. It's still a buggy mess. It's still a buggy mess. I played it 2 days ago and I traded that shit back in. Done.
Yeah.
I didn't even.
That's really pathetic.
I was so pissed off. I didn't even trade it in for a game. I traded it in just to have on my card, so then later I could get a game. So I didn't even trade for a game yet. I didn't even have a reason to trade it in yet. I just decided to trade it in before the value goes down. That's how pissed off I was with the game. Like, it's a mess. I didn't get the game. Don't get me wrong. I didn't get the game for the campaign mode. If you got it just for the campaign mode, you love the story, then it's a good game. They did a great job with the remaster. But if you got it for multiplayer, they screwed it up. They
screwed you over.
And even the matchmaking is starting to work now. It takes a little while. It's starting to work. The thing that they screwed up is still bugs. It's glitchy. There's lag in it. There's different things that happens in the game that I just got pissed off and I returned it.
Are you talking about Advanced Warfare?
No, he's talking about Halo, the Master Chief Collection.
Oh.
Just to catch you up, we're talking about how the Xbox One dominated November with its $350 game bundle, console game bundle. How now it's in all these homes. Whether or not it was a good call on Microsoft to sell it at this price, which I think it was in the long term.
I think too. Yeah.
Now, something I did mention a minute ago was that it costs $400 for the Xbox One to be made. So they're selling this thing at a $50 deficit, so they're losing $50 on every console that's being sold at this point. But the long-term plan, I think Phil Spencer's plan is to get it into the homes of as many Americans as possible so they can regain that revenue by selling their games and releasing good games like Sunset Overdrive, games that should have been great like Halo Master Chief Collection, and try to bring more, games out to the public through their console that way and get their money back.
They got to get the install base up there so they can start making money on the licensing fees.
Exactly. Yeah. Even if they have to sell the consoles at a loss, in the end, they need to boost those digital profits and make money off the game. So even if they have to do that, that's what they got to do.
Well, they got to be scared of Microsoft Corporate, is because now the original Xbox sold at a loss throughout its entire lifespan. They lost money on the original Xbox. The Xbox 360 started to make that money back. I think by the end of the 360, the Xbox division was a profitable division. But now, if they go back to being an unprofitable division, what's Microsoft's new CEO thinking about this? Nice try, guys. We gave it our best shot, but.
That's the thing.
Ooh, do you think that's
over.
going to happen?
This doesn't look good for investors. The investors, this does not look good at all because it's helping now. But here's the thing. Here's the question. Do you guys think it's going to stay at 350? Which, that's the way to compete, right? If it stays at 350, but the problem is, like you said, they're losing money and they stay at 350, right?
Right.
And in the long run, all they're doing is losing money for each console, and they're trying to hope that by selling the consoles, yes, you're giving a good buzz, right? Everyone, it's like, oh, I just got the new Xbox One. Now you're starting to get people like, well, my friend has it, I'm going to get it. You're going to, now with this whole thing, you're going to get more and more people getting it. But at the same time, are you going to bring it back to that $400 mark? Because
I don't think they can. I mean, they can.
Yeah.
They can, but I think if they do, I think the sales will drop right off again.
I think it's suicide. I think that's a bad idea. Keep it at $350. Just do what you have to do to get the consoles in people's homes.
Like, are they fighting now for the next gen? Like, so
No,
you don't think they are?
I think that November was a very small battle.
I'm not talking about current gen. I consider PS4 and Xbox One to be current gen now.
Yeah.
Are they in a fight now for the next gen?
Of course.
Because like, has PS4 just won this generation? Like, as far as sales go and.
See, I would have said yes, they would have completely won. If they won November still, even with the price drop, I would have been like, there's no way that Microsoft could have lost this month with the price drop and extra games and during the right time. This is a U.S. time. You know, everyone does Black Friday. You have the best price. You have the games. You have the best bundles. If you ever lost that month, then yes, I would have said PS4 won.
If they lost November, they were never going to win in the first place.
I think it's hard, though, because if you look at the numbers, rumor has it that for U.S. and UK, no one knows the whole worldwide sales yet, but they said it's 1.2 million or whatever, right, Robbie, for the Xbox One, but PlayStation still sold 800,000.
Yes.
Oh, so it's still that close. Wow.
They gained 400,000 ground-wise to PlayStation, but the PlayStation didn't do anything different. So that's the thing that's like, 400,000 is a good number to sell, more than someone else, but you only sold 400,000 more during your best price drop.
And if you're selling at a loss.
Yeah, you're losing $50 to each one of those.
During the best time to sell, too. That's the best time to sell. So it's iffy. And plus, don't forget, PlayStation 4 didn't have games. They didn't have games like exclusive for the people to buy it yet. Like,
what happens once they have games? Yeah, they're just gonna ride into the sunset.
I mean, they don't even have those games because they also had a PlayStation experience that got people talking about certain games that they're waiting to see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Right. So like, what about when Uncharted comes out? What about these bigger games that PlayStation actually has? Well, you know what I mean? Is that 800,000 that they sold last month gonna be more than 1 million? You know, like. Because I guarantee I know some people are going to get Uncharted for PlayStation 4 that don't even have a PS4. They're probably only going to get Uncharted, and they're probably going to wait till it's time. And it's not to mention Bloodborne. There's a lot of people talk about Bloodborne waiting to get a PS4 just for Bloodborne, which are the PC people because they're pissed off because it's on a PC. But they're going to get the PS4 just for Bloodborne.
I definitely have to agree, Hector. Yeah, like
it's weird.
It's a really.
I was gonna say something and I forgot, like immediately. God damn it.
Microsoft is in a really, really tough spot right now, but I gotta still congratulate them for fighting like this. They're in a situation where they're behind so far in sales that they have to do something. Even if they're doing something that they're losing money on, it still looks good to the public because they're making the sales. But as a corporation, they have to really be. There has to be question marks everywhere as far as what they're going to do with the future. Because if their only thing that they can look forward to is having good exclusives, and then they have missteps like Halo and Master Chief Collection, which makes Xbox One owners pissed off. Like, Hector, you sent your Master Chief Collection back, got a refund. Who knows how many other people did that? Mm-hmm. They cannot afford to have these kind of missteps if they're going to count on their first-party exclusives alone to bring in the sales. Because, like I said, anybody who owns both consoles is going to get the multiplats on the PS4 pretty much every time. So the only thing they have is their exclusives. So if they come out with exclusives that don't knock straight out of the park or have missteps like Halo Master Chief Collection, their whole plan is going to be faulty in the end anyway. So they either gotta tighten up, get less expensive parts to make their Xbox Ones with. They got to make sure their exclusives are on point when they come out, and they got to get these Xbox Ones. They got to continue to get them into the home. So the $350 price is going to stay. I think probably for the life of the console at this point. They can't afford to go $400 again because they know what'll happen.
At some point, they'll come out with a revision of the hardware that is below that. You know, they'll come out with a slim Xbox or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's why I'm thinking Sony's not going to drop their price until they come up with a revision. Like,
they're raising the fucking price in Canada.
Yep, they did. About a month after it came out, it went from $400 to $450. I got my PS4 at launch, so it was $400, but a month or two later, it was up to $450. So you got screwed.
Robbie, don't complain unless you want a 20th anniversary for $20,000. I mean, which would you rather that console, the gray one for $20,000 on eBay?
I like the white one better than the gray one.
Really, I actually like the gray one. I like the accessories.
I like the gray controller.
Yeah, like all the accessories are cool for it.
Yeah.
But
now the thing that could really shift this is when they do make the revision, the slim model, if they make the Xbox One much more attractive than the PlayStation 4, because image is everything. When the Xbox One and PS4 was first revealed, everybody was like, "Wow, the PS4 it looks better." You know, if they were to create a
design of the PS4, I can't stand it.
Really?
Really?
Oh my god, it drives me crazy. Now I have a specific use case, right? I'm constantly trying to plug stuff in and unplug stuff. Like, you know, I'm a YouTuber, so I'm constantly like messing with the connections on the back. The fact that the back is slanted away from me,
oh yeah,
it's like
That's
it's
annoying.
such a pain in the ass to like find what ports you gotta like get a flashlight. You gotta. I can't stand the design of the PlayStation 4. I hate it.
BriarRabbit becomes MacGyver with all like these tools and stuff.
That's a good point, but I'm looking down at my PS4. I'm like, that thing looks pretty nice, though.
Well,
It does.
it's a very sleek. It's a very sleek and
Design-wise-
sexy looking console, but I do agree with what Briar says. When I'm switching HDMIs from the back because my PS3 and my PS4 are right next to each other,
Yeah.
I really got to feel around. I feel like it's my first sexual experience trying to find that damn hole.
It's hard.
Insane.
It's hard.
But design-wise, they had to do it though for the heat event to flow a certain way away from to keep it cool inside because
They
it's
don't
so
want another
small.
red ring. No.
And that's the
yeah,
reason why.
that red ring is their biggest issue, and if they were able to maximize their parts, get better quality parts that don't overheat, and at the same time make the Xbox One a more visually appealing console at $350, you say, well, this is the new Xbox One. Look at this compared to the PS4. That'll make a lot of people say, oh, well, it would look better on my entertainment center. Xbox One is really big and bulky.
Have you guys
Can I
seen?
ask-
Go ahead.
All right, this is one question to the Xbox One. Has anyone that's designing it ever thought, can we finally get rid of this freaking giant brick? Does anyone know how to design it inside a console? Like anyone?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, there's
Like,
no room, man.
You would think that by now they would have figured out how to put that internal. They're so afraid of overheating, they don't even put the brick in there, and it's still overheated with a 360 overheated. How did that overheat when the brick wasn't even inside?
Hey, Hector, speaking of that, too, I've heard things about people who have opened up, like the Xbox One, kind of looked at the system internally, and apparently if you open it up, most of the system is wide open space because they don't want it to overheat. You're right about that, but they probably could put the power brick in there because there's so much space that isn't even being taken up by the processors and the GPUs and stuff like that. Like, they have space to put it in, but they're just so worried that it's going to overheat. They don't want to sacrifice that.
But the Xbox One is already heavy enough. Put that brick inside of it. It's like going to gym.
Well, you don't use the same brick. You gotta use something smaller. That's the thing.
You
Like,
break
how
that
does
Xbox
Sony
One, you need to
design
go to the
this
gym.
so small? You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. Like, Microsoft cannot design hardware. Sorry. Their software company, they can never design hardware, no matter what it is. Even the Surface Pro, they don't even design it. They have another company design it for them. They can't design hardware for crap. But the Surface Pro is nasty, though. I like that. But anyway, that's
Well,
nothing to do with
the
it.
third version of it is
Yeah,
really
it's Pro 3, the newest
Yeah.
one. Not every other version suck, but the
I can't
latest
wait to
one's
see it
the best.
without Windows 8 on it. I think that's going to be pretty hot.
Yeah. That's like the
Alright,
awesome
Windows,
version.
Windows 8.
It's so expensive though, but it's actually good though. Like,
Speaking of expensive, let me tell you about my new iMac with 5K display.
Here we go.
ooh, back. That's it.
Guys,
Dude,
have
I've been
early
using-
Christmas gift.
I've been using like my backup computer, like it's basically a $500 computer to do YouTube videos on, and it has been painful. Like I can't make thumbnails anymore. I can't do anything right anymore. It's rough out here.
What OS
over
is,
here.
is on there? Windows 7?
Fuck you, Mac. It's a Mac.
Oh, goddamn.
It's a little tiny iMac. Oh, you can't see it.
Oh, by the way, like you already ordered it. What version did you order? Like,
Dee
what version did you order? Like, for 5K, how many? It's you can install like everything yourself, like the RAM and all that.
Yeah, I got the minimum amount of RAM because it's cheaper to buy RAM from
Yes.
somebody else.
Separate. Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
they said. All right, I just
So I
making
got-
sure you did that. Yeah.
Yeah, I got the least amount of RAM, but I got the best graphics card, the best processor, and 512 gigabyte internal SSD.
Nice. So I got a question. Are you ready to see us in like 5K? Like...
No, that's a scary proposition. That's a scary proposition.
That's gonna be a moving experience.
You might just return it after that.
This is no good. This is no good.
Oh man.
So we're coming up on the end of the year, guys. This is it. 2015, 3 years past 2012. We should all be dead right now.
Dark.
So it was.
What the fuck?
It was
Where are we going with this?
2012, man. It's supposed to be
that bad, man.
You guys saw the movie. So a lot of things happened this year. There's been a lot of controversies, Gamergate, a lot of exciting gaming announcements and reveals and releases. I want everybody to tell me one thing this year that stood out to you as a gamer that made this year special, unique, terrible, anything that happened in 2014.
Yeah.
All right. We're getting a couple minutes to think about this.
Yeah, you can think about this.
I already know my best moment of the year, absolutely. I brought this up a little earlier. Yeah. So my favorite moment of 2014 was absolutely, I kind of brought this up earlier when Destiny came out, because that was absolutely one of the best times of the year. Like, even just playing the beta was so much fun with all you guys. And then when the full game came out, like doing all the strikes and all the missions and jumping in Crucible, like, it's been such a blast. And that game is still so much fun, even like months on. With the release of Dark Below, like, it has just revitalized my interest in that game. Like, absolutely standout moment when Destiny came out. That just brought everybody together in a way, honestly, I don't think any other game has. It's incredible.
I gotta agree with you, man. The highlight of my year has been probably, well, it was the alpha and then the beta and then the release of Destiny. It's been amazing. Like the joy I found with playing with you guys, but also just like meeting new people and like forming this new community has really been great.
It was like the moment, too, where everybody got Destiny on launch. Everybody was playing together. It was like everybody came together to play that game, and that was incredible. That was awesome.
My answer's a little bit different from theirs. I also chose Destiny. No, the reason why I chose Destiny is a raid. When we all did a raid together, I felt like that was so much fun. Just like, we were doing so bad at some parts and so good at other parts, but like, we just had so much fun like together. And I think like that was like the highlight, because that's what really made that game stand out. 'Cause I was having fun playing the game already, but when you really play with other friends, I think that's what made the game like stand out to me. And the funny thing is, like, everyone, a lot of people gave the game bad reviews, or some people put the game down.
Yeah, it's the most disappointing game of the year.
But like, for me, like, it was more to that game than what you just see. Like, you have to experience it and actually get a chance to play with friends. You'll understand there's more to that game.
You have to dedicate time into Destiny. Yeah.
So.
It is your destiny. Good answers, guys. But really, one of you guys could have gave that answer. My answer is a little bit different, and it might be a little bit deeper, but my answer is the reflection of this year. This has been probably one of my greatest gaming years as a gamer and someone who loves this medium of entertainment. This has been the year that I probably played more games than any other year previously.
Really?
There was always something coming out. There was always something
free. I gotta be honest, I feel like 2014 was kind of a slow year. I feel like November was really good. There was kind of spots here and there. I thought it was kind of a slow year.
Hey, this is my answer, Canada.
Sorry. I just wanted to put in. I feel like 2015 is going to be phenomenal, though. This year was kind of pretty good, but not amazing.
This year,
like a bomb. It's going to be so good.
All right. So this other amendment of my answer. Now that we got the Robbie part out of the way, when you look back at stuff like the PlayStation 4 and remember how it was at this time last year, and then you look at it now, and you look at your library, and then you look at all the free games that you got this year, which is 24 free games for the PlayStation 4. On top of that, all the games that you've been buying and playing. And that's just one console. All the other games and experiences I've had this year have been really enjoyable. Destiny is very enjoyable.
Yeah, you got into all these 5-year-old games like Minecraft and Plants vs. Zombies. Did you hear about this Super Mario thing that's new to the kids?
What do you mean? Tell me about it. How many years old is it? I'm ready.
Yeah, Beastly.
Yeah,
Beastly. When you said 24, I was correct you. 23. Everything but Drive Club. We didn't get that for free, but go ahead.
No, Drive Club. When Drive Club came out, we still got 2 games that month. Drive Club was actually a totally free edition.
Speaking of Drive Club, who knows when the PlayStation Plus versions come out? They're just gonna cancel it.
Hey man, have you guys seen that dynamic weather in that game? That's the best looking racing game I've ever seen in my life.
All right, go back to your answer. I keep cutting you off. Sorry, man. I'm sorry.
I gave up. Fuck it. 2014 was on too. Okay.
There we go.
The Hector version of it. I had a lot of fun this year.
How about the worst? How about the worst moments in 2014? What was it for you guys?
Ooh. Worst moment of 2014.
I'll go first. I'm gonna go with Gamergate. Like the amount of shit that has happened around that whole issue, I think is ridiculous. And the way that people have stuck with their position, like it just seems insane to me. Like that.
This far, no further.
What's that?
I said this far, no further. Captain Jean-Luc Picard.
To me, that's been a real. It's been a real black spot on the gaming community.
Yeah.
It's really bad, and it's still continuing to go on.
I don't think it'll end, Briar. It's like sports. Fuck the 49ers. Me, the worst. I don't know. What would be the worst experience of the year? My biggest letdown of the year.
Yeah.
I'll go real quick if you want.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You remember that one time where Beastly's trying to give his answer for the best game of the year? I'm just kidding. That was a couple minutes ago. No, the worst time ever would have to be all the negativity, like not Gamergate, for example, like all the negativity for all the console wars and stuff. Like I feel like this year more than ever, as soon as the Xbox One, PS4 came out, it's like even worse than before. Like it's just like I feel like yes, in the past we had the Nintendo versus Genesis stuff like that, but then or Sega, and then we also had PS3 versus Xbox 360, but now it's just getting ridiculous, and it gets to the whole point where even people get into it where people DDoS attacking other like consoles, stuff like that, and they're actually doing that, and they're finding out that these people are like fans of one console, and they're doing it to another one. Like it gets ridiculous because some people are claiming Lizard Squad and like other people that supposedly did it are truly fans of one, and the other one's fans of the other one. They're attacking each other, so. It's really dumb, I think. I think this whole thing is just dumb, and this whole console thing, like, you're being a fanboy, is just too much. Like, you can enjoy any console. You can enjoy anything you want. I mean, it just gets ridiculous. And I think this year, like, you just see, like, how bad certain things get, like, and it gets worse. Like, all the people, the gamers, when a game doesn't come to their console, they protest, and they argue.
Why can't you just play the games and enjoy them?
Yeah, they protest, and they said, well, we're not going to buy this. Or anything, or they put down a company because they didn't go, they have an exclusive. Like for example, the Tomb Raider thing, which wasn't good, but look at what Sony did. Sony just came back now with Street Fighter. They have a Street Fighter for PC and PS4 only. Street Fighter is a huge, huge fighting game. That's the top fighting game, and you're talking about it's only going to be exclusive to PlayStation, which it's a big thing, but people shouldn't get upset because how many versions of Street Fighter are there? There's like 5 or 6 per year. So like before it's over, you're gonna have Ultra Street Fighter 5 that's gonna be on every console anyway. So people shouldn't worry about that, and just enjoy the consoles you have. If you want another console, to save up to buy another one and enjoy more than one. I mean, that's all. That's the worst one for me, I think.
That's a great answer, and I will take part of that and say I've said half of it already. But my biggest gaming letdown this year was seeing what happened with Drive Club. That things like that they never happen, and so it kind of hit you as a big shock to see a game that's delayed for over a year come out and absolutely not work. I'm not the biggest racing fan. I do like racing games, kart games, not as much into Sims, but to see that happen and then you start to realize that the studio is probably done for. People lose their jobs. Working hard on a project and it comes out and it completely falls flat. That was probably my biggest gaming letdown, but I will agree with you there and say that seeing the fervor back and forth of people who take things a little too far in the gaming war it is kind of burdening on responsible gamers. But you did mention back in the day that Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis, the reason that the wars weren't that bad then is because we weren't adults. We weren't grown. We were all 10 years old playing that, and it didn't go any further than across the street to our friend's house or talking shit at school. But now there's the internet. There are adults. There are people who have, bipolar syndrome and all this other shit that's mixed into the mixing pot that makes gamers now. So I think that'll always be the way it is from this point on.
But the thing, it got bad. Like, for example, like, we never did swatting. When's the last time you called SWAT team to someone else just because you didn't agree with what they liked?
Like, that kid got like 13 years in jail for doing it.
Really? I didn't know about that, but I know, like, you know how many people do that on Twitch? All the live streamers pretty much are getting swatted, so that's so dangerous. They think it's funny, and people do stuff like this just because they don't like the console you're on, just because you beat them in the game. Like, it's really disgusting to see where the gaming community is going, and it's like...
No, Robbie doesn't have to worry about that. He never beats anybody in a game.
He owns you, Robbie. He's going
that was not a Canadian joke, I just want to point out.
Robbie, when you rage quit, like, how many controllers do you go through a year? I just want to know.
Honestly, I don't really break controllers. I usually just either throw them at my bed or something like that so they don't break.
So you really do throw it. I was just kidding, but thanks for admitting that. Now I know.
No, I don't usually like throw controllers or break anything. I usually just yell. That's about it. I don't really throw things.
We know that.
Hey,
no, I'm being serious. Like, yeah.
I'd take it out on my kids. I feel like that's the best way to go.
You mentioned the Lizard Squad a minute ago, Hector, and I wanted to touch on something that just happened yesterday. There's another group of hackers called the Finest Squad who are on Twitter.
Which are the Lizard Squad?
I was thinking that's possible, but probably not. Because they have claimed to take it out the Lizard Squad. They have claimed, and the Lizard Squad is no longer on Twitter. They claim to have disabled their IRC, and they went through all their information and step by step disabled this hacker group. They got all their identities supposedly. They've hashtagged the CIA. And if it is true that this group, the Finest Squad, is taking out the Lizard Squad, I think it's great because we always have the hackers that are doing bullshit. To have a group of hackers that's actually taking care of the bad guys, to me, that felt really great. I made a video about that last night, too.
It's the same people. There is no Lizard Squad. Like, the same people are doing both. They're doing the same thing. And on top of it, that's what people also showed that. What else did they do? They did something else that is funny because they already caught that it's the same people. The Lizard Squad's account isn't gone. It's just suspended. It was suspended for 2 weeks, and someone else posted that. They show that it's actually suspended from Twitter. It's not fully gone. So the person that claimed the Finest, where are they define? What is it called?
Finest Squad.
Yeah, like they're the same people. There is no Lizard Squad. There is no Finest Squad. They're just like the same people doing like the stuff in the background. I mean, they're only DDoS in attack too, so it's like.
Yeah, what the fuck's wrong with Xbox One that they can't take a DDoS attack, by the way?
Because they really don't have 300,000 servers. Like everyone says, there's virtual servers. So some of them aren't real servers. And that's why people are like, oh, they have 300,000. No, they don't, because they would not be affected by any DDoS attack if that ever happened. You would not be shut down on an update, because there's times where a game came out like Halo. When Halo Master Chief Collection came out, their servers, some parts were down. You would not be down with one game if you have 300,000 servers. I'm sorry. That's like almost Facebook status. You're not going to go down.
My kids have been trying to play Destiny on the Xbox One and having no luck. You know, some days they get on no problem. Other days they can't connect at all.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, they still have a better network overall over PSN without a doubt. Like, that's hands down better. But I mean, it just shows that no one's safe when it comes to people screwing with the server. Like, when you have people pissed off at you or screwing up stuff, they'll do it. Like, look at Sony got hacked for their Sony.
Oh my god, I got to change my answer for most disappointing moment.
Uh-oh. What is it?
Sending messages over PSN. What? Why does it say every message? Okay.
Can't be sent.
Okay.
I know exactly how you feel.
I'm playing a game and I get a notification. Not Too Nerdy has sent you a message. Oh, awesome. I'll go to my messages. Wait a minute, there's no message here. Okay. all right, so I'll just wait a little bit, maybe 5 minutes, and finally that message will show up. And it says it's 10 minutes old. But wait a minute, I only got the message 5 minutes ago. I couldn't watch it, I couldn't listen to it, or I couldn't read it for this 5 minutes. What the fuck is? And then I send you a message back, and I get a response 10 minutes later. I was going through this with Beastly today.
So bad. I know.
Beastly and I were trying to have a conversation over PSN. It was like a 45-minute conversation. There's 4 messages. Like, what the hell is going on here? We're talking about technology that was perfected 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because like everything's delayed. That's why like if someone sends you a message, you get it in your cell phone first before it goes.
Yeah, that's true.
Wow. Hey guys, I just want to real quick go through the top 5 most disappointing games of 2014 as rated by CNET. And,
Destiny's number 1 probably.
Well, I think it
Wow.
is. I don't know if it's 1 through 6 or is 6 the number 1 or not, but number 1 is Assassin's Creed Unity, which was given a 100 by Robbie Field.
What?
Number 2 is NHL 15.
It's true.
Which I'm not a hockey fan.
And
The Sims.
they took out a whole bunch of stuff there. They didn't have online. There's a whole bunch of things that they had.
Stuff from the game before they didn't return. That really pissed people off. The Sims 4 is number 3. Number 4 is one of Briar's greatest games of all time, Thief. Listen to him. Just listen to him breathe. Number 5 is Watch Dogs.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Watch Dogs. That was another crap game.
Okay, and the most disappointing game of 2014 is Destiny, which is so weird.
Yeah.
No.
Because it's a conundrum. It's some people say that and some people say it's not. And I'm like, I don't think Destiny was the best game of the year for me, but it's definitely not the most disappointing.
No,
I mean,
absolutely
I had tons of fun playing that game when I play it. It's just like I said earlier, I got to get over this. I got a problem. And my problem is it's easier for me to play Call of Duty or play The Last of Us, but I think I want to start getting into the Crucible, try to level my character up.
Yeah. Well, you guys, speaking of sort of like these disappointing games that are like broken and stuff like that, that's the point I want to make about my most disappointing parts of the year, where what is with every game coming out and not working? Like, everything is literally broken. There's
good.
a part of every single game that seems to not be working. Like, no matter what it is, whether it's Assassin's
Games are
Creed,
so complex now, though.
or Halo, or it's Call of Duty, or it's Destiny, or it's...
I can answer for you.
Every single game is broken this year. Like, even if it's a small thing or it's a big thing, like Assassin's Creed is still, like, running like shit. It's so common now. What's going on?
I can answer for you. I'll tell you right now the answer.
They're going to let Nintendo develop for them.
Well, no, because Nintendo also has some games and third-party games that came out that wasn't ready, which is Sonic. That Sonic game was a piece of crap that came out that was probably one of the worst games that came out. I think it got like a 3. It averaged a 3 or 4. And
because it was a bad game, not because it was broken.
No, it was broken. If you go look up the game real quick, that game was broken. You couldn't move. You couldn't circle around. You couldn't look up. The camera angle was broken. The game was broken. I'm dead serious. Go look it up. The new Sonic Boom game. Disaster. But anyway, I was going to say the reason why is because games cost so much money now that it's so much money, they're on a strict budget and a strict timeline. So now they have to go by time, and they don't have time to finish certain parts. So what they do is they finish what they can, and they figure that they could patch it in later.
Oh, it's coming in an upcoming patch. Don't worry. Yeah.
No, that's the problem. Everyone relies on the day one patch and all that stuff later. And they the developers can't do anything about it because you're at mercy of the publisher. The publisher tells you have to be at this time. And don't forget, once a game goes gold, you got it. Those games are being printed out. All these games are being done, and you're still working. You're not done yet. You're still working to fix those patches and stuff. So as soon as day one comes out, you have the day one patch. And that's the problem. That's why everything's not doing well, because years ago we didn't have stuff like that where you could just download a patch or stuff like that, And especially the internet wasn't as reliable, so you couldn't have a 2 gigabyte day one patch. Now
that?
Was that?
On a 14.4 modem?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
took you a week and a half.
So now they can just throw like half the game or 1/3 of the game the last second. That's it. So that's why they do it. Is it right? Hell no, it's not right.
It's
But
frustrating.
this cat Sam, is a hook so it can download the rest of the game.
But you're talking about, like, you're thinking, well, why didn't they spend 2 weeks or a month and delay it? Well, if they delay it 2 weeks or a month, you'll be going against a game that you're not supposed to be going against. You might lose out on sales, and you might cost your company millions, and if it's not a big company, they're gone. They'll go bankrupt, and they're done. And then you'll see them go, like, everyone split off to indie games, because that's it. Indie games, there's less risk with indie games, you know, because you're not putting that much money into the game. So that's the problem, and, like, you're pretty much stuck. You're going to see more and more of that, unfortunately, which sucks. You know, that Halo Master Chief, there's no excuse to it, I think, because that game...
How do you fuck that up, Microsoft?
Yeah,
you released Halo broken. It's Halo!
Yeah. See, the only reason why I give no excuse is because the multiplayer worked in the past. You take 4 different versions of 4 different games, all the multiplayer worked. And you're taking the maps. Well, Halo 2, Halo 4. You're taking those maps and you're bringing it, and now all of a sudden they don't work. How did that happen? They worked before. You know what I mean? Now it doesn't work. So that's stuff that I don't get. When you remaster something and it doesn't work, like, that's on you. Like, there's no excuse about that.
I'm just hoping that The Witcher 3 works.
Witcher 3 is delayed again.
It is delayed.
Yeah.
It is delayed, but I hope it works. I mean, if Dragon Age comes out and Dragon Age is this huge game and it works and it has so much story and so many different involved areas of the game and it comes out and works fine, it's hard to believe these games that have less involvement come out fucking broken. But I'm really super excited about The Witcher 3. And after Dragon Age, I know they got their shit cut out for them because Dragon Age came out, got Game of the Year. I know they're looking at that.
I trust The Witcher.
Get your stuff together.
I trust them more, though. The developers of Witcher, I think they're going to do. I think they'll do okay. Like, I don't
trust them more than BioWare.
BioWare.
Yeah, come on, man. BioWare is not awesome track.
Here's what I gotta say about
BioWare has good track record, but at the same time, BioWare.
Come on.
BioWare made some mistakes, man.
Yeah, Dragon Age 2, that's a big mistake.
Star Wars game. You know which Star Wars I'm talking about?
The
Knights of the Old Republic, you better not do that.
No,
that one was pretty bad, dude.
MMO.
The MMO version, that's Knights of the Old Republic, they screwed up on that one, and that one was a big one for them. That one cost millions and millions, or billions of dollars to make, and they screwed that up a little bit.
It didn't cost
a little bit.
A lot of it.
BioWare still, to me, has a pretty damn good track record. They made some awesome games, man.
Yeah, but I'm saying for The Witcher, though, like
Mass Effect, KOTOR. Come on, those games are awesome.
Yeah, but I meant consistency, though. Like
Dragon Age Origins.
Witcher 2, like Witcher 2 has been. They did really well. They were nominated for Game of the Year too, weren't they? When they came out, Witcher 2 was there. You know, like Witcher 2 is really, they know what they're doing and their stuff. The only thing is now they're bringing it over to console, and they had their chance when they ported it over to the Xbox 360, the other Witcher 2, the Hunt. But like now, like we're seeing like if they're gonna get the resolution and like the open world, we'll see how that turns out. But I think they'll be fine. I think that they know what they're doing.
I really feel like with this last delay too, because they said once the game was pushed back to February, they say they wouldn't delay it. They wouldn't delay it again. That's what CD Projekt Red said. They said the game's going to come out. It's not going to get delayed any further. Then now we see it's been pushed back to May.
Resolution.
And what it tells me is that they are willing to make the best game they can. They're going to push it back.
Yes, Robbie, exactly. Like we should almost be applauding them for this. Like, hey.
Yeah.
I absolutely applaud CG Projekt Red for pushing back The Witcher. Like, it shows they have the dedication. They said they want to make the best game possible. So even though they said, oh, it's not going to get delayed again, they did it because they know it's the right thing to do, and they want to make the best damn game they can.
I agree with you, Robbie.
So I'm going to pre-order it just for that reason. They have my faith.
How long is the delay?
4 months? 3 months? Yeah, so.
You know, I think resolution. I think they're having a problem. I'm not going to say which console, but I'm saying it's something resolution.
Oh, we know what console it is.
No, we don't. Because according to Ubisoft said PS4.
No, Ubisoft.
I just got that. That's great.
Oh, me too. Oh. You should be soft, Hector.
What?
Welcome to the BC Thought Show.
Oh man! Wow.
It's all about the end game content on the BC Thought Show.
Can I change my worst moment of 2014, please? Can I change my answer?
Can I change my answer to what happened 30 seconds ago?
All right then.
But yeah, Witcher's gonna be good, guys. I'm gonna pre-order it just because I have my faith in that game. They're doing
And
What are
great.
you going to pre-order for? PC, Xbox, or PlayStation?
He's getting on PlayStation.
Probably PS4, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Have you guys
Who's
seen
with
that
me?
Alienware little console thing? It's like a little
Yeah.
tiny box.
Yeah.
I saw
The
a
alpha?
video comparison of the graphics for a few games. And that thing is a significant upgrade to the current gen consoles.
It costs more though. It costs $5. What? It's $5 something.
It's a Steam box.
Yeah.
It's a Steam box. They just didn't release the Steam box yet, so Alienware
Right.
said, "Fuck it, we're gonna put it out."
Wait, then there's more than one version though for Alienware. I believe there's more than
Yeah,
one
yeah.
too.
Yeah, that's true. But I saw a comparison on the lowest end one. It had like a i3 processor, 4 gigabytes of RAM. It was it was a pretty inexpensive device, and it looked good.
Wow.
Can you increase the RAM yourself for
Yes,
that
you
one?
can. Yes,
All
you
right, I
can.
wasn't sure if they had like a restriction for the RAM because I know that
Yeah.
I think you can go up to 32 gigs. What you can't do is upgrade the graphics card.
Ah.
But the graphics card, from what you've seen, Briar, is pretty comparable to the current gen.
No, it's better.
No, it's better. It's definitely
Shit.
better. The only thing is that you're paying $500, stuff like that, and it
If
comes
you
with
want to play
360.
PC games, it seems like it's a good. Yeah, it comes with a 360 controller. It seems like a good option to me. I'm thinking about it. I really am.
Yeah.
I saw Rich from Richard Review Tech unbox his or whatever.
Yeah, he unboxed. I saw it yesterday. There's a little plug for you, Review Tech USA. Skip it up and that up.
I like that guy a lot. He's so funny.
I've never seen that channel. I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah.
He talks about like news stories, like kind of things we do, but he reports on it. He's just hilarious. I love the way he reports on everything.
Yeah,
He keeps it real.
Yeah, he does his own
Rich.
opinions. He's cool. But, yeah, that Alienware, it looks good. I just don't think, I don't know. I don't suggest people, I don't know. Because like, if you look at, for the $500, what they have inside of it, you could spend that much money to build a real computer. And that's the problem. You could build one for cheaper than what they put in for the $500. So
That's what I've heard about Alienware computers is it's expensive for what it is. And
That's true with
yeah.
every custom PC, though.
Yeah. I mean,
If you build it
you're
yourself, you can get it cheaper, but you got to build it yourself.
No,
Yeah.
but then, like, literally, it's the parts that they have in there, though. It's like something you could literally get yourself and just put
Yeah,
it
but
there.
you gotta,
Did this.
that's what I'm saying. Is that's true?
You gotta get it and
You
put
go
it
to
together.
Falconware or you go to what is it, like Big Dog Systems or any of these places.
By power.
Yeah, I buy Power. If you buy a system off of those, you could buy it cheaper if you sourced it yourself.
Yeah, but I meant, like, that's why I want to suggest it for someone, because if they're going to, it's for a PC gamer. If you're going to be a PC gamer anyway, if someone playing a PC, then you would want the actual PC because it's limited.
It's not really that though, Hector. It's for PC people who like to play on PC who want a console-like experience.
How about
It's
a
really-
guy who's got a perfectly good Macintosh that he can use for productivity, but every once in a while a PC game comes out that, hey, I'd like to check that out.
See, that's why there's no such thing as a gamer that has a Mac that wants.
You're fake, Briar. You're fake.
One time he got that Mac
I'm
love.
sorry, I had to. Mr. 5K
Nothing
over
but a
I had to.
Got him.
Oh my God.
That's it. I'm decreasing your resolution to 4K.
I guess you're right. I mean, I guess it depends on the person, space and stuff like that. I just feel
I'm
like,
strongly considering it. Like, the worst thing that could happen is I put it down in the living room and the kids can play Minecraft on it. The best thing that could happen is there's an enjoyable experience in there.
Because the thing
Like, I'm
is,
certainly not going to buy a $1,000 version of it.
it's the i3 though. It's killing me because the i3 is not going to be that much better than what they have right now in a console. You would have to get an i5. It would be an i5 will be the one that you want. That will be the one that makes a difference. The
The
i5.
graphics card that comes in it in both versions though is the same, right?
Yeah.
They don't change that.
I'm saying about the chip though. Like you'll have to get an i5 for it to be a difference, a noticeable difference. And like once you get the i5, the chip you're looking at what their charge is 600 or something for that one.
Yeah, then it starts getting pricey.
Then that's when you're looking at the price, and that's what I meant. Like the price difference, you're looking at like you could have built a PC for that. That's actually a full PC tool the way you wanted to build it.
Yeah, but then it's kind of like Windows 8 and everybody's miserable.
You don't have to get Windows 8.
I'm trying to like touch the screen and it doesn't work. And there's
you can always see Linux. Linux is free. I can't believe you just swiped the screen. Yeah, I don't like Windows 8. Plus, who goes Windows 8? Just go Windows 7. Why would you
Windows 10. I'm hoping for big things from Windows 10. I really am. I'd like to see Microsoft get their shit together. No, I haven't seen it.
It's a combination of both now. So now it's like it has like you get the start button, you pop up, and like you have both. So you could do whatever you want now. Now it goes from Windows 8 and Windows 7 combined. So you could do like that. You could go back to touchscreen and do apps if you want to, or you could just do like a normal Windows 7 one. So it's pretty damn cool. Like it's like a combination of both now. I like it. It's a lot to learn, it looks like, but it's awesome because it's like the original, the way it used to be, but with a modification. So it has like different things that you could actually touch or you could drag and do different things. So it's made for universal like they want for cell phone, for tablets, and also for PC. So I think it'll work because a combination of both, and it's just that's the way it should have been. So like you had an option to do what you wanted to do or do a new way. You had the options everywhere. So.
In all honesty, when they updated to Windows 8.1, it got a lot better. Once they added like a start button and they made it much more usable with 8.1. It was really 8 that was awful.
But you get like the real start button back, and like all the files, everything comes back to it now.
The start button here, Briar, isn't like a real start button. It just goes back to the other desktop with all the big squares. That's what the start button
I hate those squares.
I mean,
but look how happy I am, Briar. I use Windows 8 every day.
The thing is, though, Windows 8 though compared to Windows 7,
anybody.
It's like 40% faster though. It's like literally a lot faster. That's the problem. Like you want the speed, but yet you don't want that.
Yeah,
it's like,
you want the speed, but you don't want the confusion of two OSs.
Yeah, but exactly. I have 8.1, and I like it. It's all right, but it's still kind of weird where there's two separate operating systems. It's like, what?
It just feels... It's not operating system, right? It's just two UIs.
Yeah,
it feels like it, though, yeah.
When you guys get a chance, look at the developer kit for it. Like, they show it on YouTube and stuff. Just look for Windows 10. People already have it to test it out. And I think anyone could download it now. As long as you have to understand that they're probably going to keep track of what you do, monitor it, so they can actually test it, so I probably wouldn't do it.
Don't go on that Pornhub.
Damn it, Robbie. You knew where I was going.
Yeah, the torrents and all that stuff, don't do that.
I'll be boot camping
speaking of torrents, did you guys hear that the Pirate Bay got taken offline?
Good.
It's totally gone?
It's gone, yeah. They got raided. FBI went in there with boomsticks and dildos and fucked them all. They're done.
Oh.
This is my boomstick.
Alright, now they took down one out of like millions of other torrent sites all
Yeah.
There's so many stuff. Yeah.
I wanted to just say this real quick, based on what Briar was saying about the Alienware little PC/console. That sounds really nice, and maybe next year, but right now the only two things I'm really excited about as far as gaming console-wise goes is I'm grabbing an Xbox One. That'll be any day now. And I'm getting... I'm looking forward to Project Morpheus. That's the other thing that'll probably cost as much as a console that I'm really looking forward to. From the explanation of everybody out there in the gaming world who's tried Project Morpheus or the Facebook Oculus, they say it's the one thing that changes the entire game of gaming. It's a whole new experience. It's not a gimmick, and I want that experience. I want to be able to feel that. So I'm super excited about VR.
Oculus is going to force me to buy a PC when it comes out.
Briar.
It only works on Windows 8, bro.
Yeah, Briar. Forgot to mention, for the Alienware, the one thing to be careful with is the operating system for it. It uses Steam. It's going to be powered by Steam, and, like, that's not working great. There's a lot of glitches on it. So be careful with, like, the Steam all that
I
stuff.
thought it was just a UI on top of Windows right now.
I'm not too sure, unless they did that for that. I know that the CyberPower one is dual. The CyberPower has a dual one.
boot?
Yeah, it does. You can either do Windows or you can go to Steam.
I don't know. I'm thinking about ordering one and testing it out just to see what it feels like to use.
I would love for you to test it out because I can watch your video. I don't have to spend the money to test. I can watch you test it. If you give me the A-OK, I might get it. I might get one.
I got a PlayStation TV that I've been using for a while. I'm gonna have a video about that soon.
I want to know, Briar, though, being that you have pretty much every console, if you get this Steam box or the Alienware box, what games would you be playing on? Would you just buy a third copy or a second copy of a game you're already playing, or would you do exclusively?
No, there are definitely PC games that don't come out on the consoles, and there's superior versions of PC games. Like some of the videos I watched, like Far Cry 4, it looks superior on this Alienware box. It just did. It looked better, like a lot better. So why not? If I'm gonna be buying a game anyway, why not have it on a little mini PC? And I'll have access to Steam. I mean, Steam has awesome deals. Yeah. I don't like PC gaming that much. It's just not my thing. I don't like sitting at a desk, upright with a mouse and keyboard. It's just not my thing. I like sitting back, relaxing.
I like that pimpin' sweater you got on there, Brian.
You like that, man?
Big fucking pimpin'.
My wife said 1993 called. They want their sweater back.
Oh, that's so
I said, wow. I actually bought this in 1993.
Hey guys, do you guys have like ugly sweaters? We should have like an ugly sweater event for.
I love it.
I would win.
The ugly sweater you own, just wear it.
All right.
Next week, just before Christmas.
Next week, just wear it.
That's a really good idea.
Everybody's wearing an ugly sweater. And before the next show, we'll hit each other up on Twitter and come up with some more end of the year conundrum shit that we can talk about.
All right.
Or looking towards next year too. That's definitely what I want to do next week. Is looking towards the future, 2015.
Oh, don't forget our game of the year. Everyone come up with one game of the year, right? Exactly the game that you want to be game of the year.
Besides Destiny or The Last of Us.
No, it could be any game, like literally the game of the year.
If you let them do that now, they're just going to say
Destiny.
I
can say
that's game that isn't Destiny.
I'm going to say Destiny's not the game of the year for me.
That's got to be a category.
At least mine will be different, so.
Yeah, the whole point of this is to fucking fight about it. That's where the entertainment comes from.
That's funny.
All right, guys, I'm going to end this show because it's 8:06.
Oh, wow.
But I love you guys. Do you know that?
Yes, we're having a lot of fun.
We love you too.
I think you're all
and I love the Cowboys. Sexy. Oh, I know. Sorry.
That was weird. I was trying to have a moment. You ruined it for me.